Eliza in Raleigh, North Carolina by way of Guanajuato. See more better with MexicoEyewear.com, but call me Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut your new prescription lenses for your Mexican eyewear. I'm just so excited I can't even talk right. This is model number P9017, color 5, the red and the black. It's got the Mexico and the flag colors on the left temple. It's got the flag of Mexico on the right temple. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take out your original demo lenses. And one thing I need to do, which I forgot to do, is assign you a number. You are Secret Agent 2538. Let me program this into the computer so that years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I'm just making a mess. We're having fun now. We're having fun. Put that on there. So years from now, should you need new lenses, I can pull up this shape from the computer and cut all new lenses for you and mail them right to your home if need be. Let's go ahead and program that shape into the computer. Secret Agent 2538. 2538. I'm going to hit the start button. Little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at MexicoEyewear.com. It's for people who love Mexico and everyone who loves a bargain, and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine frame that I offer and you receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they're prescription or not. Now that is the shape that I'll be cutting. We're going to move on to the next screen. I need to enter your pupillary distance, which is 29.5 for your right eye. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap the minus button until we get to 29.5. I want to raise the optical center up 2 millimeters to 20, and I'm going to write that down. And let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Your right eye reads plus 150 minus 275 at 5. Plus 150 minus 275 at 5. Turn the axis wheel to 5. Put the power drum starting at 0 to make sure everything's balanced out. Then we're going to put it on plus 150. Put the lens in and rotate it until the spherical component comes into view first. Find the geometric center of the lens, and then double check the astigmatism correction, in which I'll explain later. Put 3 dots on your lenses, which are a little light for you to see, so I'm going to darken them so you can follow along. Uno, dos, ocho. I'm going to put an R on there for right. Let's do the same thing for the left lens. Plus 75 minus 1 at 170. Plus 75 minus 1 at 170. And of course, you're going to get the original package too, just to make sure you can verify the prescription is correct. Put the power drum on plus 75. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first. And again, put the 3 dots on your lenses. Uno, dos, once. I didn't know there's going to be so much math involved. I'm going to put this one L, which is Latin for not right, just like me. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. That's a bad joke, but you'll be telling it tomorrow. So, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got them right here. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. I'm going to stick this onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up on the back of that silver button is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And the reason I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that the lens is oriented in there just perfectly. The blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. Your eye is just above that and inset. Just like the orange crosshairs, I'm going to get everything lined up. This is a platform that the lens sits on, but one of these arms was blocking right here where the dots are going to go, so I'm just moving it out of the way. Get everything lined up in there perfectly. That is good. I'm going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Pupillary distance is 28.5. Get everything lined up in there just perfectly, just so. Make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. You can see my thumb down there. You can see my index finger right there moving. Go ahead and magnify everything so I can see what I'm doing better. Hit that button. The arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. Just checking one thing. Yeah, okay. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on the handlebars of your bicycle, and then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs to do it for you. The actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material from this size down to this size. This wheel in the center that has that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto your lens, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to go ahead and wake up the computer. Job ID number 2538. 2538, or as I like to say, installment 2538 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. Now make sure you watch all 330 million episodes, because there's going to be a surprise ending. Spoiler alert. So these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stick with polycarbonate. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of your lens, but I am going to put one on the rear concave surface of your lens, and I'll explain why in just a moment with that too. Now the magnet's going to do its job the second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Free bad jokes with every purchase of a pair of glasses. Hit the green start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it is large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which in your prescription in this frame you will have none. But I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day long for how much? For gratis. And it's a little bit more critical with the higher powers. Now the water you see flickering in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust. If this wheel ever touches down on the if the lens ever touches down on the cutting wheel, come on, do it, do it, do it. There we go. Now polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto the lens while it is cutting, unlike plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto that lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now water will spray onto your lens, but only for the last 20 seconds. To wash away any optical debris. But as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lens material. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun there in Raleigh, North Carolina, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now you got the anti-glare coating, which is 3 features in one. It reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature, it goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating. So it makes for much better eye contact when someone's looking at you. They're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. Or if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in the lens. Or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see the flash in the lens. Hang on for 1 second. Oh, okay. I'm just getting a text from my doctor. Now, water has begun spraying on the lens, which tells me it's in the last 20 seconds. In just a moment, a lever is going to come out from the front of the screen. At the end of that lever is a spinning disc. That's what's going to apply the safety bevel just to smooth out any of the back surface left over from the cutting cycle. But the third feature, the anti-glare coating, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating to protect your time and investment. The machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there. Now I'm going to open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours and then I can do it. I'm going to run my thumbnail around the edge of the lens. Get all the last of the optical sawdust off. And the reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens, as you will see, even though, now if this was a very thick lens and the lens were going to stick out the back of the frame, the lens would be nice and smooth. But the real reason I do that, even though these won't stick out the back of the frame, I may have to cut this down a little bit more. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, push down with my thumbs, and it actually snaps right in. But if this was still too large, I don't want any rough edges from the cutting surface to scratch or mar the front of your frame. So that's why I always cut down put a safety bevel on the back of the lens. I'm going to flip this over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or today I'm calling it the Eliza. Hit the green start button. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced again to make sure it's large enough for the left side of the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side. And just like before, it's measuring the thickness of the lens to know where to place the bevel for the best amount of cosmetic look possible. And look at that, no edge things. Look at that, you got nothing there, Eliza, you got nothing. So let's go ahead and take the block off, take my sticker off, use my hand approved drying method, throw that in there, add to my sticker collection, come down here to my Marco 101 lensometer, spin the axis wheel back to 5, put it in over that black dot, which is going to be directly in front of your pupil. Read the power, and I am getting plus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2 in the black. There's a plus sign as you go away from 0. In black, there's a red minus sign for the myopes. You are a hyperope. You are farsighted. You need the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150. You're on the 6th rung of a ladder. You need 6 steps of magnification. That's why there's a plus sign in order to see far away. Now, with your glasses off, everything is much too small. Once it's the correct size, you have another 11 steps of astigmatism correction. Now, there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. You don't freak out when you hear that someone has straight hair or curly hair, do you? So this first number magnifies to the correct size. This takes away the fuzzy edges. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So you start off at plus 150, you subtract minus 275, and if all goes well, we will get minus 1 1/4. That's where at minus 1 1/4 in the red, going away from 0. That's because if you had $1.50, but you end up owing someone $2.75, you would still owe them $1.25. That's where at 1 1/4 in the red. Now your left eye, you only need 3 steps of magnification and only 1 diopter of astigmatism correction, so we're going to end up with a minus 1/4 total power. You have 1 curve on your eye this way for your right eye. It's a plus 150. You have a second curve this way, which is steeper, and it's how we line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. We turn that, think of it as the fine-tune knob. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. For the right eye, we're going to turn the fine-tune knob to the 5 meridian. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. But we're going to turn that fine-tune knob past the 90, almost to the 170. You would think 5 and 170 are very far apart. They're not. They're only 5 degrees apart. Again, you're 5 degrees away from the 180 meridian here, which also is 0. Your left eye, you're at 170, which is 10 degrees away from 180. So really, there's only 5 degrees of separation of you and Kevin Bacon. Okay, that's another bad joke. All right, so I'm going to take the lens out, dry everything off. Run my thumbnail around. Oh, there's still a little bit of optical sawdust on your lens, so I'm going to get that off. Run my thumbnail around. I'm very particular to clean everything, so once I've gotten it all off of your lens, I collect it neatly into one pile on the counter. And once it's neatly into one pile, then I wipe it on the floor. So kids, by the way, I went to college for years to learn how to make a mess at work. So kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess at work, you gotta stay in school. So we're gonna come over here, tuck the lens in at the outside corner. If you notice, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across like that. I rotate it, elbows at my sides, arms bent at a right angle. Tuck it in at the outside corner, press down with my thumbs, it snaps right in. Go ahead and take the block off, pull the sticker away. Now let's see, where is this artwork gonna go? Where is it gonna go? There. Okay, which one is it? Which one? Okay, so we're gonna come back down here to the lensometer, spin the axis wheel, the fine tune wheel to 170, put it in over the black dot, read the power, and I'm getting plus 75, going away from 0 towards 1 in the black. You see the magnification. We're at plus 75, one tick mark away from 1. Again, plus 75. You have 3/4, but then you owe somebody 4/4. Let's check that second curvature. And we're at minus 1/4 in the red, one step away from 0. So that is made perfectly. By the way, this is what's known as final inspection. I'm inspecting each lens to make sure it is made perfectly. Your pupillary distance is 29.5 for your right eye. By the way, your PD, also known as pupillary distance, starting at the bridge of your nose going outward in each direction, you are 29.5 millimeters this way, 28.5 millimeters that way to your left eye, for a total of 29 and 29, 58. I had to do some math in my head, and usually I have math wrong. So I'm going to place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens. When we hold it, let's do it another way. Since that one's blurred, we're going to start over here on that lens, and then when we hold it up to that lens, we're reading 58 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. The optical center is 20 millimeters. Not to the bottom of the lens, but the middle of the frame. Remember, there's a V-shaped bevel in there. In the middle of the bevel, that's the middle of the frame, we're going to measure, and we're getting 20 millimeters to the middle of the frame. This is what's known as the final inspection. Now, all prices are tax-free. This frame, in fact, just about any frame I offer from Mexico Eyewear is $149 complete with one free pair of free single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses with free shipping anywhere in the U.S. Now you got my anti-glare coating, which adds 40 for a total of $189 tax-free. The reason why I mention that is a lot of people on the internet are having to charge tax now. I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, so there's no tax charged on medical devices. So I am always tax-free. Now, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%, and I'll show you in just a moment. But the first thing I'm going to do is get these in standard, what's known as standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now when I take mine off and I press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. That's because I have one ear that's higher than the other, or is it one ear that's lower than the other? I can never remember. Again, feel free to laugh at that. It's another bad joke. Flip them over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, that neither temple is askew like that. Check the tension on each spring hinge. If one was tighter or one was looser, I would tighten the loosened one, or I'd loosen the tightened one, and so they're matching. These are great spring hinges, by the way. So, if you've liked what you've seen, do just that. Like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell icon. In fact, you might be able to click the flag icon in the bottom of the screen, and you'll be notified as every video and frame becomes available, different lens combinations with frame combinations, to see more things being made. You're going to get, I send out a selfie request with every package. I would love to have your picture on the website, but has the Mexico eyewear for people who love Mexico. It has all my social media on there. If you ever take a selfie, if you could hashtag me the @ Mexico eyewear. Well, actually, if you have any questions, you can email me at info@mexicoeyewear.com. On Facebook, I'm Mexico Eyewear. Instagram, Mexico_eyewear. And Twitter is everything put together, Mexico Eyewear. You can also leave a question or comment in the comment section below, and I will respond back to that. But Eliza in Raleigh, by way of Guanajuato, Mexico, thank you so much for the purchase of the Mexico Eyewear model number P9017 color 5, which is mostly red with a little bit of black at the corners. It has the flag of Mexico on the right temple. It has Mexico written in 3 colors, the green, white, and red of the flag on that temple. Black behind the temple tips. Now this frame also comes in black as well as brown. I have a few frames available and more is coming. Again, these frames are for people who love Mexico. Thank you again so much for watching, and now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.